Very good day, friends. I hope, I trust, I believe all of you have been preparing very well for your examinations. Okay. Uh, this is something that has to be reached out to you. We thought that has to reach out to you, myself and Watson sir. So, this is something that is coming to you as a small, you can say a small video just giving you highlights on certain do's and don'ts for accounts paper with respect to your preparation and examination, right? So first let us come to your preparation. So I am not going to tell you this chapter, this type of questions are important. No. Okay. I am only going to tell you one rule. Okay. Do not ignore anything. Okay, do not ignore a chapter saying that no, this chapter I will not learn or I will not do. Okay, suppose if you have ignored anything or you have not learned a topic so far, okay, no problem. Now do not attempt in learning much, or maybe probably you can get it done in the next 2 or 3 days, but not beyond that. Okay, do not attempt any last minute learning, but do not, having learned the topics, do not skip any topic. But this is something that I will not learn again, or I am not going to revise. Okay, understand one thing, that your examiners nowadays focus on a widespread coverage of topics. So you are going to have questions on almost 80 to 90% of the topics that are covered in your syllabus, right? So better not skip anything, so that you have easier way of writing the exam with proper choices. Else you might end up writing the paper without choices. So when I say do not skip anything, at least if you find a topic tough, at least have the basic idea done, have the basic rules, basic journal entries, or basic concepts gone through before you touch the examination. So the first rule is, do not fully skip any chapter. Okay, if any chapter is undone yet, okay, undone yet, then at least take efforts to run through basic concepts. Okay, not more, you just have to give a quick glance. Second, okay, this is something that Watson sir always insists in class, and something that I would also recommend. Do not practice the same question again and again. Okay, do not rework same questions again and again. Okay, so ma'am, then how do I prepare? Okay, when you come to preparation, all that you need to do is select few variety of questions. Okay, so select few variety of questions and do this first itself. Okay, so select a few variety of questions and try writing them and practicing while you run through other questions. Okay, so don't keep looking at the answers again. Don't audit the answer paper, or don't audit the answers that is given in the textbook, right? So just ensure that you take a variety. Say for example, if I'm going to speak about a chapter like departmental accounts, then you can take one question with computation of managers commission, one question with interdepartmental transfer, one question with loading unloading, with loading or stock reserve based question. So like that, you can just take 2 or 3 questions and ensure that you work out and see and check your final answer. Okay, so now coming to, so this is the overall do's and don't. Okay, now coming to, how do you focus your chapter orders? Okay, priority. So when I speak of priority, I would first say, okay, if you look at your chapters, I will rank them in this order, friends. So the first priority goes to accounting standards. Okay, you have to mandatorily ensure you are thorough with accounting standards, right? The second priority goes to chapters which are easy to complete and scoreable and mostly 99% asked in all the attempts. Okay, so I would name the chapters which are insurance claims, investment accounts, okay, then departmental accounts, okay. So this is second priority chapters. So these chapters, if you see, your preparation time is less because in insurance claims you have loss of stock, loss of profits. You know what are all the types of patterns that have been asked. Investment accounts, fixed investments, fixed return bearing investments, and flexible return bearing investments. So you know what are all the entries that are possible. They can ask you purchase, sale, X interest, cum interest, rights issue, bonus issue. Simple, right? Departmental accounts also, you know the pattern, managers commission calculation, interdepartmental transfer, ratios, okay. So these are the aspects. Third, so these are definitely scoring areas and definitely tested areas. Okay, yeah, of course, I also forgot one topic, profits prior to incorporation. Again, sales ratio, time ratio, you know what has to be done in these chapters, right? So mostly these questions, if you see in all the papers, you will find a question from these areas. Third, okay. Now these again are chapters which are easily completable and which have lesser time taken, okay. But the weightage wise, if you see, they may not be tested say for 10 marks or so. Maybe they will have 5 marks, sometimes 10 marks. So the proportion of testing is less, but then still they are easily completable chapters. So if I have to take those chapters, then I will say the chapters are bonus issue, rights issue, redemption of preference shares, redemption of debentures, okay, and you have financial statements, managerial remuneration, and yeah, of course, hire purchase. So if you see all these topics, all of them are not always tested. If you look at these topics, the pattern in all the items they are not testing, but some questions somewhere or the other are coming repeated. But the best part is all these topics are easily completable within lesser hours. Again, the content coverage per topic is very less. So if you effectively sit, it is only going to take you half an hour to 1 hour for a quick glance of the concept of these topics and not more than that. Right? Okay. So and do not take more than that. That is what I should say. Minimum of half an hour, maximum of 1 hour. Don't take more than that for these kind of topics. Okay, so that way you will save a lot of time, right? The next, okay, definitely asked area. Okay, mostly 99%, 98%, 99% asked area, but a little time taking to prepare. So branch accounts and cash flow statements. Okay, so there what happens, the number of questions that you have to practice will not be just 1 or 2. You might have to practice at least 4 or 5 questions to gain comfort over these 2 chapters. And the last topic, again, 50-50 ratios of testing or 60-40 ratios of testing, and again time consuming to complete single entry. Okay, easy to do, time consuming to write in your examinations also. So even when you are going to prepare for your exams, so now when you are doing your revisions, when you are doing your preparations, okay, please ensure that you focus in this order. And when I say preparation, preparation should include, okay, so when I say syllabus coverage, your coverage should minimum include study material plus RTP plus past questions. Okay, minimum it should include these questions. You would have already solved, so what is already completed, and I am very sure you will be confident with those questions. Okay, it is just that once you look at the question, you're going to get the answers. You're going to get the flow of doing the answers, right? So already solved. Which one will be your classroom questions? So I am very sure classroom questions are something that is going to be your left hand's job. So you can easily ace through them, right? So those kind of questions you need not spend time again, but please ensure you are covering questions from your study material, RTP and past ask questions. Okay. All your revision lectures will cover all the RTPs and past ask questions, right? So that it is helpful for you to have a look at those questions as well, right? So this is when I say coverage. So when you say you are completed with AS, you should have done all these. When you say you have done insurance claims chapter, you should have done all this. So only when you say you have done all this, the coverage is complete, right? So as far as time taken, I am not binding you on any time saying that you have to complete it within 3 days, 4 days. No, but please ensure that you are not prolonging it for a longer time. Okay, complete it as fast as you can. Say probably an ideal time that I will say for accounts that you have to take is 3 to 3.5 full days maximum. 3 to 3.5 full days is the ideal time that you have to take. Else, if you are preparing with another subject parallelly, probably you can go up to 5 to 6 days, right? But ensure that you take for the first revision, you take not more than 3 days to complete this. Okay, and coming to the most important pre-exam preparation. Now I am studying everything. I am very clear, all done. What should I do before the exam? What should I study? This is something that runs in every one of our minds. So I would suggest follow the same order. Okay, start your preparation before 2 days. Friends, I know you have only 1.5 days effectively for all the subjects. Okay, but account is the first paper. You always have the advantage of starting it a little earlier, because giving the first paper the best motivates you to do your other papers well. So you should be 200% confident when you give your first paper, because the way that you give your first paper will 100% give you a motivation to prepare for the next exams. So that 1.5 days will be effectively used only then. So start before 2 days, which is, say if your exam is on say 2nd, then you can start on 30th or 31st, right? So you can start on that day and go in the order, okay, go in the same order but in the reverse form. Go in the same order but in the reverse form. So follow the above order from the last. So what happens is, as you near your exam preparation, as you near your exam date, you will be doing chapters which are more relevant from your, more questionable and more faster to complete from your examination perspective, right? So when you start your preparation, start from single entry, branch accounts, etc. But when you and end your preparation pre-exam with AS, so that these concepts which are, insurance claims, investment accounts, departmental accounts, these are areas which will stay fresh and you will be able to do them well in your examinations, right? Okay, do not keep anything in the last 2 days to be learned afresh. No last minute learning. Okay, no means a no, a strict no for a last minute learning, right? So what do you do in the morning? That half a day in the morning, relax yourself. Just ensure that you run through your past question papers. Okay, so morning before the exam, okay, just run through RTP and mock test papers and past test papers. Nothing more. You should have done all these till the previous night. So if you have to effectively complete before by the previous night till accounting standards. Okay, so going in the reverse order. So the next day morning, what you will do is just run through your RTP, MTP, and past test papers so that you clearly have a visibility on whether you are able to run through the questions or answer the questions. You are able to recollect the questions, right? And please avoid any last minute learning. A strict no for any last minute learning, right? So this is about your pre-exam preparation. Don't worry too much about it. You will be able to do well. Don't keep looking at the same questions again and again, thinking if you can answer, if you cannot answer. I'm very sure when you sit with the pen in your exam hall, you will be able to write it, right? And to the last part, your do's and don'ts in the exam presentation. Like Vatsan sir always stresses in the class, and like I always have been telling you, okay, no is a no. Okay, I mean a no for two color pens, of course, nowadays banned by the institute. Okay, a strict yes for following the format. Follow the format. Please ensure the presentation is with the format. Debit, credit, particulars, rupees, in the books of journal entries, then writing narrations. Okay, these are all very, very small or minuscule things that are going to that will strike you, but they are going to have a very great impact in your examination. Okay, so follow the format. A strict no for any random patterns, random formats. Follow the format of presentation. Okay, as far as possible, give working notes. If you are not able to, and if you feel, ma'am, I didn't have time to give the working notes, but I did my main answer well, fine, not a problem. Okay, but as far as possible, give working notes. Okay, do not shuffle orders. Okay, shuffle orders of questions, which means inside the subdivisions. So here I mean the subdivisions. So probably you can start with question number 3, then come to question number 5, then go to question number 4. That's fine. That also I would say avoid. But if suppose you are not confident with a question, start with the confident question so you can go by the question that you are confident with in the beginning. But inside that, don't give first I will write C, then I will write A, then I will write B. If you are taking question number 5, then preferably write ABC. Right? Do ABC. Right? And like I was saying, start with confident area, and I would say your confident area that you start with, okay, should be an area that you are able to score fully, right? You should be able to score fully. If you feel, ma'am, everything is similar to me, I am not able to pick which is my confident area from the question. I feel I will be able to do all the questions well. Okay, I know I'm very optimistic that you will have too many questions as confident areas in the paper. So if you feel that no, I still am perplexed on to as to which question do I start with. Start with AS. Okay, so either start with the confident area or start with compulsory question. which is going to be AS questions. AS questions are going to be in your compulsory question, friends. So you can start with the compulsory question, which is the AS, and doing that compulsory question well and trying to score the maximum in compulsory questions leaves a very good impact in your paper, trust me. So please ensure that you do not start with a question where you're going to strike off and rewrite it again. Okay, don't give the examiner the feeling that you are not confident from the beginning itself, right? And certain basic things like, do not start a question in the middle of a page. Okay, so let me add that also. No question to start in the middle of a page. Okay, always ensure that you start afresh in a new page, etc. Okay, and please time yourselves when you are writing the exam. So you are going to have, I will say you are going to have 6 questions that you're going to be given, out of which you need to attempt 5. So I would suggest that you split your timing in such a manner that you have 5 questions in 3 hours that you have to be completing, right? So you should be able to complete at least 2 questions. So plan or write in such a manner that at least 2 questions are done within 1 to 1 hour to 1 hour to 1.5 is a little too much. So I would say 1.25 hours. So effectively, say 60 to 80 minutes, probably, not more than that. Okay. So I'm not even taking more. So it's actually 60 to 75 minutes, but it's fine. So around 60 to 80 minutes. So you should be roughly done with say 1.5 questions in 1 hour. That is the ratio that I would say. Okay. Keep a watch on your time. Friends, you will be writing. So why I always insist on this is the most common feedback that I or be it Watson sir or be it any person that we get is accounts paper was easy but lengthy. Why? You are writing the first paper. You are actually giving the first exam, and you wouldn't have had the effort of giving the exam for a long time then. So probably the foundation would have been the last exam that you might have written. And now you will have to write such a voluminous paper in 3 hours for which you might not have the hand practiced. That is one of the major reasons why most people find accounts difficult to complete. Okay. So please ensure that you keep a track of your time as and when you do the questions. So every half an hour, track yourself as to where you are standing. Increase your speed, improve your speed to the extent possible, right? So from the beginning, keep a mindset that I am going to complete the paper. Okay? Write with the aim to complete the paper. No two ways about it. You have to write it to ensure that you are completing the paper, right? If you are going to write for lesser marks, then you cannot, the confidence level that you will be coming out with will be less, because you will not know how to judge yourselves. Okay, so please ensure that you are writing to complete the paper. Okay, do not leave any questions and come say and think that, oh, I have written only for 80, will I get 70? Write the paper fully and come out. Leave the rest. The rest will be all well. Okay, the rest is going to be all well. I am very sure that you will be doing amazingly well in the examinations. Okay, these are small tips that will, please ensure that you keep them in mind, and they will take you uh, a lot way forward when you are going to do your exams. Okay, they will give you a sense of positive motivation when you are going to do your exams. Do not worry about the results. Do not compare your answers once you're out of the exam hall. Okay, don't worry about what you have written. Come out with confidence that you will do well, you have done well, and that confidence will take you through, right? But please ensure that you sit for the full 3 hours in the exam. Even if you complete early, ensure to go through the questions or the answers once. Sit for the full 3 hours, write the full paper or attempt to complete the full paper, and I'm very sure this is going to be a paper which is going to be more than 70 plus. Is like easy. 70 plus is nowhere for you all, my dear friends. I would say 80 plus is nowhere for you, for every one of you, but definitely 60 plus or 70 plus is achievable. It is not going to be a great task. I am absolutely sure that you can get wonderful scores, okay, with these small aspects that you need to focus about, right? Stay confident, prepare well, present well, and present with confidence. All the best, friends.